As you know, in early April, Bill Hybels resigned as the pastor of the Willow Creek Community Church and as the chair of the board of directors of the Willow Creek Association that produces the Global Leadership Summit. These actions came as the result of accusations and allegations regarding sexual misconduct and harassment and the abuse of power. Since then, Bill's engagement with the summit and the Willow Creek Association has completely ended, and he's no longer involved. This thrust us into a season of listening, lament, and learning. The Global Leadership Summit this past August, I shared 3 commitments that we're making at the association. Number 1, pursuing an advisory leadership council that provides oversight for an independent investigation. Number 2, providing an environment that can be helpful in the dialogue regarding power dynamics, men and women in the marketplace and in the church, and how these dynamics impact gender equality, gender bias, and the glass ceiling. And number 3, developing future opportunities for growth and learning and being willing to address this topic head on and inviting you to join us in these conversations. These commitments emerged as we've journeyed through our own public experience. In August, an independent advisory group was established to examine and review the accusations and bring forth conclusions and recommendations for both the church and the association. They have full autonomy and authority and are funded by a generous anonymous donor. They've met multiple times already, engaging in conversations with many of the principals and walking through a process that can extend grace and discover truth. We anticipate a report in the first quarter of 2019 and plan to release it in its full entirety and with full transparency. Over these last months, there's also been continued dialogue with a number of those who brought allegations. It's a commitment to understanding, to lamenting, to listening and learning and building bridges of healing. Relationship and communication are always the first step. It's an intentional effort at seeking first to understand and then to be understood. To continue the learning and as part of our living out of our commitments, the WCA supported the GC2 Summit at Wheaton College and helped to produce and distribute it, especially to you, our Global Leadership Summit host sites. This day-long experience helped to raise the awareness of the heartbreaking reality of sexual violence and abuse against women. Our next step of learning was to create Ministry and MeToo, a learning journey for leaders. This resource offers teaching and practical tools to help us grasp the cultural moment of the Me Too and Church Too reality we live in. It will help us understand the psychology of abuse, identify ways to create safe ministry cultures, and address ways we can all become better together. This series of videos does not come from our own experience or expertise because we too are in a posture of listening and learning. We do have the ability to convene and facilitate, so we assembled a tremendous group of leaders who have wisdom and passion, instruction and direction in how churches and ministry leaders can be helpful and healing and redemptive in the midst of a needed cultural shift. We take a seat together with you to learn and grow. This is not something that we're trying to get through and move on, or to get to a place where we can look at it in our rearview mirror. With awareness comes responsibility, and once you know, you can't turn back. It is our hope that the Ministry and MeToo resource will help you to do the same. So we would ask for your continued prayers, for the women who've courageously come forward, for Bill and Lynn Hybels and their journey in response to this, for the Willow Creek Association and the Global Leadership Summit that's continuing over these months in 135 countries, being translated into 63 languages and inspiring leadership around the world. For Willow Creek Community Church, as they transition new leadership, both a new board of elders and a new senior pastor. And for the Independent Advisory Group, as they provide their report and bring direction in this very challenging situation. And we will pray for you and for your ministry at whatever place of engagement you are offering hope and help for all who've experienced harassment and abuse. So we all reach out to empower women in leadership, a longtime commitment of the WCA. We will discover ways to speak into our culture, allowing the love of Christ to infuse and permeate our efforts of bringing repentance and forgiveness and redemption into some very dark places. Thank you for engaging in this journey with us. We hope this Ministry and MeToo resource challenges and inspires you as it has us.